Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Leggero.
And I'm her assistant. My name's Moshe Kasher. It's episode 53 of the Endless Honeymoon Podcast, and we are coming to the end of the road. Don't you think that people were kind of getting to the end of people's ability to stay indoors?
Yes.
I feel like more and more people are like scrambling to find a way.
Yeah. I read about some ice cream shop in Connecticut that like opened up for a day and people were so mean and rude because they weren't used to being in public for 6 weeks that the shop manager had to like post on social media that they were closing again for how bad everyone behaved.
Oh, dude, there was a restaurant in, I think, Colorado that was in the news today that they opened for Mother's Day in defiance of the closure order. And they were like, we didn't just have a good Mother's Day. We did double the business of a normal Mother's Day. People are like, you know what? Give me COVID. I'm down to die in order to get out. So I kind of knew this was going to happen, by the way. I've always kind of suspected that what would, and I kind of suspect that the government knows it too, that the quarantine thing was never designed because human beings truly can't stay indoors forever. I mean, they just, beyond the economic implications of it, people are starting to like scramble and go crazy. I really think the quarantine orders were in order to soften the blow as much as they could, to give the hospitals a chance to get the first wave of COVID patients in and out the door, sometimes unfortunately in a bad way, in order to get them the second kind of, and I don't mean the literal second wave, but just in order to like get some of the numbers down and catch up. And I think we're in California, we've done a pretty good job of that. But you're starting to see people are fucking starting to crack up, dude. I mean, I'll tell you specifically the former young people in Alcoholics Anonymous community of San Diego, California, if my Facebook is any judge, is the center of the COVID truther community. I mean, it's so funny.
What do you say? It's Republicans and hippies?
It's 100%. The COVID truthers are broken down into Trump voters and like anti-vax hippies. It's so funny like that however far you drift, if you get far enough on the fringe, you meet your enemy out there. Just like, oh, I guess we're actually friends. I mean, this fucking Plandemic documentary, the amount of people that I met in AA conventions in San Diego when I was like 17 that are sharing this Plandemic documentary from the bowels of San Diego. I'm like, what is it about San Diego specifically that these people that were like, that last time I checked in with them were like Hare Krishna juicers and like working at a tattoo shop are now like, the epidemiologist who was working for Dr. Fauci was put into an internment camp and is now free to tell her tale. It's just like, okay, why are you the person that I should listen to, not the the medical community? I should listen to you. 10 years ago you were a failure. Now you've caught up and you've taken a red pill on the beaches of San Diego. Speaking of the beaches of San Diego, by the way, and speaking of cracking up and needing an escape, the beaches in California are on fire right now, and I snuck to a beach in the middle of the night recently, but I was socially distant. I was far away from everybody. Technically, this was illegal, but I went out to the ocean. It's glowing blue right now. There are bioluminescent phytoplankton in the water, and when the waves crash, it turns fucking blue. And I jumped on my surfboard and I paddled out. I've never experienced anything like it in my life.
You said it was a peak experience.
It was an unforgettable, I will never forget it for the rest of my life experience. When I would paddle in the water, there would be a trail of glowing.
So where do people go if they want to see this?
You can't go. It's illegal. Stay off the beaches. Be responsible. COVID. But anyway, what I did was I went out. I could see fish in the water swimming, but I couldn't tell that I couldn't see the fish. I just saw the trail. And when I would splash the water, it was like I broke a glow stick open.
You were like Ariel.
I was exactly like Ariel. I wanted to be a real girl.
You were like a mermaid.
I was a merman. For one night, I was a merman, and it felt so good. And it reminded me, just being in the ocean after all this time, it reminded me like, oh, there's a world out there. We're going to get back to the world. We will be back to the world.
Right before climate change destroys it all.
Right before the world ends. There's a world that's ending out there. And we got to get back to it quick because it's getting hot out there. I'll tell you what, though, when I was on the beach, like I'm standing there and this like family starts walking toward me. And I'm like, hey, like we're on the beach in a quarantine. I'm standing by myself. Obviously, I don't want you walking towards me. Like, and then I was telling my brother about that, and he's like, well, there's no real risk if you're outdoors. And they were 6 feet away the whole time. But I was like, it's not about actually getting the virus. It's about the boorishness of people walking toward me. But then I was thinking to myself, like, it's not really normal, is it, that my instinct when a person walks towards me is to be repulsed? Like, when I see a human being, like, edge towards me, I'm like, ugh. Get the fuck away from me.
Revulsion is not a good feeling.
No, especially just for humans. Any human, any person. Except you and our kid. Like, I don't want to, like, the idea of hugging my brother right now sounds simultaneously like nice or my mom. Sounds simultaneously nice or Claudia Schiffer. Sounds simultaneously nice or Grimes. I don't know why Grimes, but yeah, I mean, or her baby, her weirdly named baby. It sounds simultaneously nice and also horrible. Like, I can't imagine hugging someone that isn't in my bubble. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I sometimes have dreams. I don't know. I have dreams that I'm hugging people.
Wait, what?
Or just like saying hi to friends and like.
Who are you hugging?
I don't know, just people, or just getting that feeling and then being like, oh, I can't do that. Like waking up thinking that.
I know what you mean. I'm just kidding. I have those dreams too, where you're just like, it's like a relapse dream. You know, in AA, you would have that when you get sober. Every dream is the same. It sucks, actually, because you have this dream where you're like, you are using, but you don't get to experience the fun of being high. You just have the guilt of having relapse, and then you wake up. It's like the shittiest thing in the world, but it's kind of like that. Mm-hmm. It's like you're not getting the love. For me, it's like you're not getting the like beauty of embracing your mom. You're actually just getting the like, oh no, I just got mom COVID.
Wait, you have dreams about embracing your mom?
I don't know. What are your dreams? Who the fuck are you embracing?
Not my mom.
Who is it? Fucking Morrissey? Who do you embrace in your dreams?
I don't know. I've got to pay more attention. I don't know. It's just a feeling.
I'm going to wake you up in the middle of the night tonight and be like, who you embracing? The other things, like our neighbors. What do we do with our neighbors tonight?
Oh, they wanted to do group karaoke.
Our neighbors invited us to do karaoke in the street. They brought us a sanitized wireless mic, and they set up a karaoke station, and they were singing karaoke, and it was kind of too bad because they had technical issues, and they had worked so hard. They set up disco balls on top of their house, and like there was a screen that we could read the lyrics off of.
I was so excited to do it. We just needed to get the mic fixed.
We're gonna get it worked out, but how cute is that, huh?
We're perfecting it.
Couple of white, I would say, middle-aged adults in the middle of their street singing karaoke. I mean, that's some real. That's when you know the neighborhood's been gentrified. When there's two couples singing karaoke in the street. Well, sorry about that, everybody. But it is nice to kind of try to get back to normal. Like just even the little inklings of normal that I felt. Have you felt anything like that? You went for a bike ride. You bought a bike.
I know, but now I need to go out more.
What do you mean?
Like I feel I don't like going out in a mask.
Okay.
So I don't really want to go outside. Like I don't really want to go on walks.
But you went for a bike ride. You didn't
That's true.
wear a mask?
I did.
Because you can zoom past people. You told me you were having fun on that bike ride.
I had an amazing time on the bike ride. But that was just once.
Didn't you ride up to a family and spit on them and say COVID and ride off? That's what you told me.
No, but I'm saying in general, I have found it's been hard to leave the house because of the stress of the mask.
I hear you.
Even just to walk the dogs around the block or something. And the mask and like, I don't know. I just, the whole thing is stressful to me. So I find that I don't get out enough.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Tonight,
and with the kid, she wants to touch every single thing. And then she's like trying to put like a metal fence in her mouth. And I don't know.
I feel like tonight we went out to do the karaoke thing and our kid came out and she was like barefoot and and unkempt and in a tie-dye shirt, and she was jumping up and down and running on the sidewalk and in the grass and trying to sing along to the karaoke and grabbing the mic and banging on a drum. And I was like, this is what you're supposed to be experiencing as a little kid. You know, like our neighbor said, oh, the classic California toddler, barefoot in a tie-dye shirt. And I was just like, yes, this is what I was doing. Like, you're supposed to be out and experiencing the world, not like trapped in your compound. But we're doing what we have to do right now. But I can feel that that the walls are they're going to crumble. The walls of quarantine will crumble. There's no way around that. Eventually they will crumble. And the government will open things back up because it's just going to happen. And then we're going to have to figure out what happens next.
Yeah. Sounds stressful.
It's all stressful. We're living in stressful times. Our parents had it kind of easy, didn't they? They had like the least stressful years in modern memory. It goes like World War I. Before World War I, it's all just like a morass of horrid. And then it's like World War I, World War II, the Cold War, and then things kind of calmed down a little bit. And then from 70 to like this year in this country, things were like slightly chiller. Like the 90s were very boring. I miss them 90s.
Yeah.
That was nice. Although there was like gang violence and lots of killing, and you know
I liked
what?
like the irony.
Oh, you mean like that, like Courtney Love, grunge, I don't give a fuck, disaffected, like
a detachment.
Yeah, right. It's harder to be that way now.
Yeah, just like, being just sort of nihilistic.
Yeah. I guess you don't have the option to be nihilistic right now because people are dying. Although, you know what? These COVID truthers, I gave them short shrift. They're pretty fucking nihilistic. You know? They're like, fuck it. I'm down to kill my grandparents if it means I can go deep sea fishing. I got to get out there. If I can't get a cheeseburger, I'm willing to sacrifice my grandma for a cheeseburger. Well, that is nihilism.
Wait, so the COVID truthers, what are they upset about though?
Oh, I can't even tell you.
No, but I mean, like, it's gonna open up in a few weeks. They just want it to be opened up now.
Yeah, they think
don't
their
want. I mean,
civil rights are being trampled upon, but more than that, they think they're being trampled upon for something that isn't real or is real and was started in a lab in China, and they released it on purpose, or it isn't real, or they're inflating the numbers. I mean, there's like so many different swirling narratives at once that they're inflating the death numbers actually, and the people that die of, and then they think like, oh, no one dies of the flu anymore. I mean, I read this list of like questions I have for the COVID establishment today, and it was just like you want me to read it? Every one of them was stupider than the last one. You want me to read it? I'll do it. I mean, okay, I'll read you the list of, I think it was 19 questions I have.
Don't read 19.
I'm reading all 19, okay? Every single one of them is getting read. So buckle up for a seriously long intro to this podcast, because it's about to boggle your mind. Oh, it's gone. It's been deleted. I'm not reading it. That's how fucked up this information is. Here they write a fucking Facebook post and then it gets flagged by Facebook, and they're like, actually, you're going to kill senior citizens with this post. So boink. All right. Well, look, you just got spared quite an intro, but you know what? It's probably good because we have a great guest today.
Oh, I'm so excited. Let's call him now because, it's getting late.
Let's do it. You know him. He's been on every roast. He's got multiple Netflix specials and Comedy Central specials. He's one of the sweetest and meanest comedians in the game, the legendary Jeff Ross. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
I've noticed something about you recently.
Yeah, what's that?
Despite the fact that we are in quarantine, you are still looking like your titties are well supported.
Well, thank you. That's because I've been wearing Third Love. Third Love are designed to fit you, not the other way around.
They're bras, right?
They are bras, yes.
Just wanted to make sure you knew that.
They're designed with measurements from millions of women, and their bras are made to fit your life. They have over 80 bra sizes, including half sizes. But know that the only one that matters is yours.
You take a test online. I've taken the test. I did not qualify. They actually came back with an error message saying, please log off our website. But you take a test so that they give you your exact bra size, and they'll fit like a glove. Believe me, I'm looking at my wife right now. It's looking really nice. They make bras they believe in. Every bra is backed by their perfect fit promise. You have 60 days to wash it and wear it. If you don't love it, you can return it for free.
And they also believe in giving back. They donate all their gently used bras to women in need.
So take the Fit Finder quiz. Get a great, comfortable, quality bra that is hands down the most comfortable one that you will own.
Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they are offering our listeners 15% off their first order. Go to thirdlove.com/honeymoon now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase.
That's thirdlove.com/honeymoon for 15% off today.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Moshe.
How you doing?
Oh, man, this is crazy. The last time I was at a party, I think might be your Hanukkah party.
I don't think we're doing parties anymore, Jeff. I think that's kind of the end of that.
I grew up in the catering business, so it's like that doesn't even exist anymore.
Well, neither does the stand-up comedy business, Jeff. You're 2 for 2.
We're going to come back, but you know who's not going to come back is close-up magicians. They're going to be out.
What do you envision,
It's
Jeff?
over.
What do you envision is a stand-up show when we come back? How's it going to look?
Well, as we all experience as we're starting out, is audiences are small, so I don't ever want to go back to that. I'd rather just stay home and either find something else to do or be broke than perform for like social distance audiences. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were.
Wouldn't that be silly?
I thought you were saying you'd rather stay home and be broke than ever perform to audiences less than the thousands of people you currently perform for.
No, well, we currently perform for nobody. So if you tell me, all right, you can perform every night for 40 people sitting 10 feet apart, I'm like, all right, I'd rather just call your podcast and stay home and do other stuff.
Write a movie.
I was thinking, Jeff, here's my idea for a live show, or the first one out. There's a drive-in movie theater about 45 minutes away from LA. We do a
Right.
big show. Everybody comes in their car, and instead of hearing laughter, they just honk their horns. Are you in?
Perfect. I love that. I'm in. That I would do. I'll
would be
try
so-
anything once.
That'd be so truly surreal.
I've been on the back of trucks performing in deserts and war zones. Like, I'll perform on Zoom. I'll perform. I don't give a shit.
Have you done a Zoom show yet?
I've just done Zoom parties. Like, showed up at friends' parties.
How is
And
that?
I like it because I can scout everybody out without them knowing it.
Oh, that's nice.
And then when I'm
As a roaster, that's really good. You get to kind of like sniff out everybody's weaknesses for an extended period of time and then attack.
Then when I've got them all revved up in my chamber, I can say, all right, unmute me. And I go in.
Unleash the roast master. Jeff,
Unmute this motherfucker.
Jeff, you've been doing these Insta roasts, and you made fun of a COVID patient who was on a ventilator, right?
He told me, he said, bring it. Just make me laugh, please.
I don't know if I saw it, Jeff. It was beautiful. It was hilarious. It was touching. It was exactly what you do, which is like sweetness through roasting. But I was also a little concerned with making a person with an upper respiratory pneumonia ventilator situation laugh too hard. It doesn't quite seem like that's a good idea.
Well, you're right, because he died.
Did he?
No, he's fine. It was actually a nice connection because I asked the fans, and I put it on Instagram, looking for the guy, because these people come up on my Insta roast randomly. So he was a 1 in a million or a 1 in thousands chance of and then he's just sitting there in a New York hospital on a respirator waiting for help. And
And you arrived.
yeah, and then I arrived to try to give him some levity, but also like you have fans like salivating, waiting for a roast. So I can't even remember what I said, but I think it had something to do with how ugly he was.
I'm sure the mask didn't help at all. But I kind of
No, not at all.
I've kind
But
of
he's
always
doing better. He had a rough time with the COVID, and he was in the hospital for a while, and now he said he's doing better. And he actually watched the Insta roast with the nurses, he said, and they really laughed a lot. So I felt good myself.
That's really sweet.
I'm kind of depressed, Jeff, because I thought that like you would have like a really positive attitude towards comedy, and you would say it'll all be back in like a year.
No, fuck it. It's over. I just enrolled on an online law school. I'm a divorce attorney now. So if any of your listeners, if they want to put an end to their endless honeymoon, DM me.
The way things are going, Jeff, we might be calling you for some of that advice as well, not just as a podcast guest. Oh, we got the tort master general coming in, the legal brief master general.
Wait, so Jeff, you're quarantining alone?
No, I'm here with my girlfriend and 2 dogs.
Cool.
Oh yeah, you found a German Shepherd on the street.
Yeah, in Hawthorne.
What's up with that?
A rescue found her, and we
almost got a German Shepherd. We tried to buy a German Shepherd from a weird Russian woman that promised us it would attack anybody that looked at us funny, but then in the end we got a little scared.
Yeah, no, we traced her whole thing, and she was a movie dog. She tortured terrorists in Zero Dark 30, and now she's retired.
Oh, that really? Your dog has an IMDb page?
She's just we actually thought she was really old, and because she limps and she's blind, but as we kind of take her into our house and our hearts, I feel like she's getting younger, she's getting stronger, and her name's Rona. We named her after Corona.
So that's very sweet. So you're inviting this love into your life, this new responsibility.
She was so gross that we had the groomer came and charged us double. She had like flies, and our regular dog Luna was so mad at us for bringing this homeless crack whore into her palace.
Are you noticing any of the telltale German Shepherd signs, like ultimate loyalty and suspicion of strangers?
She barks at Jews.
Oh, that's an even more traditional German Shepherd. Well, you're a Jew. That might not work out really well.
Yeah, but I feed her. She hasn't been like let me put it this way. My girlfriend has a Dutch Shepherd, right? Who's 8 years old, who's in really good shape, and she's the greatest dog ever. And but my girlfriend's a vegetarian, so this dog's never had meat till she met me. So now she thinks I invented pastrami.
Well, I mean, you're a Jew, so that's close enough, isn't it?
Jeff, you introduced me to pastrami, and I've gone back to the same deli for the pastrami sandwich you introduced me to 5 times.
I love that. Good. And you know what? It's made your life better.
Wait,
it really has.
You'd never had pastrami until you met Jeff Ross?
Yes. He was at Largo, and he had this sandwich, and I couldn't stop eating it, and he told me it was from Greenblatt's, and it was pastrami, and I've gone back many times over the years for it.
Wasn't that this year?
No, it was a couple years ago. Anyway, the point is.
All right, well, Jeff.
I like pastrami.
Pastrami-mami.
Yeah, hey, Jeff.
Moshe, now you know what to have in bed on next Mother's Day.
No, I was just going to say,
Pastrami.
why don't you keep your fucking pastrami away from my wife, dude?
Hide the pastrami.
Well, Jeff, look, thank you for letting us call you and reach into your quarantine. We love you. We miss you. And we thought maybe you could help us. We do advice calls, and people call in. They've got issues, and we try to help solve them. And you can also roast them if you want.
Well, that might have to happen because I can't really say that I'm going to be a relationship expert.
Well,
so
neither are we.
If they can get through me, maybe you can help give them some help.
All right, let's do it. We're going to
call Dana in Austin.
Yeah, you're going to hear a second of silence, Jeff, and then we will be connected.
Great.
Is Jeff, are you still connected? Dana, can you hear us?
I can hear you barely.
Oh, goodness. Sorry, we're having some technical issues.
Hey, but you know what? This is the new world. We're all trying to figure it out.
Sure. So, Dana, can you hear us now?
I can hear you, pretty well.
Okay.
You sound far away, but I got it.
So, what's happening?
So my issue is that I met this man named Charlie on a niche fetish website about a year ago. The men on this site are willing to spend money to establish relationships or friendship with the women on the site. They sometimes buy content like photos or videos, or send us money via Venmo or other payment apps, or buy us stuff off our wish list. Charlie specifically stated that he was looking for a real relationship and not something transactional. So I made him think I was interested in him when I really only wanted his money. And now almost a year later, I am actually interested in him, and I don't know how to move forward with something real after my initial deception.
Well, okay, I have some questions. What's the niche?
I have some questions. Do you have weekends off? Because I'm looking for a assistant for my production company.
Wait, Jeff, you don't even know what the niche is yet.
Actually, I don't feel comfortable answering that because it's such a specific thing that I feel like it would like our community is really small.
Oh man, wait, can we guess towards it, or like how niche is niche?
Like, do you wear like white panties and he like has a flashlight and looks up your panties?
I mean, that sounds fun. No, I think it's not. I don't know. It's not gross or weird. If that helps.
Is it like?
It's definitely weird if you won't tell us.
Yes, it's like there's 4 of us, but it's not that weird. It's definitely something everybody's into.
Okay, maybe it's weird.
Okay, will you just give us a hint?
Yeah, give us a hint.
It's not.
I'm already nervous because she said, all right.
Yeah, I honestly feel like that people would be able to tell it was me if they found out, and that I would get in trouble. So I don't want to say anything.
Okay, fine. So you won't tell us what the fetish is.
Does it have to do with the upper body or the lower body?
It has to do with the whole body.
Okay. It's whole body. You've already said too much. I know exactly what it is.
Wow. Can we guess anyway?
Yeah, Jeff, you have any guesses?
Jeff would probably guess that he's a freak, right?
Wait, I'm a freak.
You like to scan your vagina and fax it to somebody.
So
Jeff Ross, you read me like a book.
It's kind of like a period piece, huh? It's like old technology. Very cool. Natasha, you got to guess?
All right, let me guess again. You host an internet show from a hot tub, and your fiance is the co-host, but you invite strange men in just for weird kicks.
Jeff, you're describing an experience we had together.
I'm trying to get Dana to open up to us.
Well, Jeff, if you want Dana to open up to us, all you have to do is pay her or spend some money on her wish list on Amazon. She'll open right up.
I think it has to do with pain. I think that she likes like some kind of like pins or some kind of like a.
It's pleasure. It's pure like hedonism.
Okay.
If that helps at all.
Okay.
You like to dress like characters from Succession.
Is he getting closer, Dana?
Theme song on my xylophone. Yeah.
All right. So you won't tell us, Dana. Let me ask you this: What if I gave you my word that we'll beep it out? And you say it, and we won't refer to it, but it'll give us context and an ability to make fun of you. But we won't. We will not.
You promise me?
You can sue me. I've got a lot of money between me and Jeff Ross.
I don't have any money.
You can sue Jeff Ross. Jeff is a very, very successful producer and comedian. If we don't beep this out, yes, I promise you we will beep it out. I promise.
Okay, I'll say it.
Okay.
I for money.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That is
I am very into this.
That is a good gig, dude. That is a good gig, Dana. I got to tell you, it's nice work if you can get it. Because I don't know if you know this, but Jeff, Natasha, and we all do that off camera for free. We don't even get paid. So that's pretty wild.
Sucker.
Okay, so
It's almost all I think about. So
that's
the
right.
idea of together as a kink is like the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Don't worry, Dana.
I'm telling ya.
We're gonna beep that too. Don't you worry. We're beeping everything.
Thank you.
Okay, I promise.
Wait, Jeff, that
Thank
really
you.
turns you on?
It does not.
No,
turn me
no,
on,
Jeff,
but
Jeff.
Well, yeah, because to be honest, one of the best fantasies I ever had was while getting a blowjob.
Oh my God, you would kill on the site. You would kill.
Wait, Dana, can
I
I
think we're
leave?
onto something.
Can I leave Jeff's fantasy in? I mean, this is getting really complicated. Okay.
Worry about that later.
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere here, Moshe. Come on.
I have to say something to Dana. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you have feelings, you have feelings, and you have to follow those feelings. It doesn't matter if in the beginning you were using someone, or I'm sure I was kind of using Moshe for sex when I first met him.
Wait, what? Really?
I mean, I don't know. It's like relationships can evolve. So if you're finding yourself with new feelings for someone, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You
That's
just have
true.
to follow that.
Actually, that's true. Now that I think of it, I was using you for something also. And it was your financial success, and nothing's changed.
Moshe and I are in the same boat.
That's right. That's right. I'm just trying to get my bills paid, Dana. I think
The
that...
tough thing is, though, if I can just be candid, is that I let him, like, he thinks that we are in a long distance relationship and that we're going to meet after this crisis and that we're going to, like, be partners and stuff. So I let it go really far because I was trying to get something from him, which is super shitty of me, and I understand that. So I'm at the point now where I'm actually developing feelings. I'm not sure if they're real so much as, like,
You're getting more desperate.
yeah, do I have feelings for him because he's, like, saved me in this pandemic, or do I have feelings for him because I actually like him? And it's a lot.
Well, here's
And
the thing. Women are changing right now. We all want, like, we need help now. There might be another pandemic. So, we're looking for some a life raft.
Right. And
we're all kind of like trying to partner up. Everyone I know who's single is like, I don't want to ever do one of these alone again. So maybe people are starting to think differently, and maybe you're thinking that he might be a guy that you would want to do that with.
I mean, I think here's the good news. I think you there's, first of all, you didn't do anything shitty. It's like you engaged with him in the first place on a transactional basis on a website. Even if you said, I'm looking for real love here on this sex work website, I don't think you
he
would be.
did.
I know, but I don't think that means you're beholden to pretend that you weren't there as somebody that worked there. But now that's changed. Okay. I guarantee if you go to this person and say, at first I was kind of faking it, but now I'm starting to feel like I'm really developing feelings, there's no possibility that he won't be excited by that. And if he isn't excited by that, well, then do you want to be in a relationship with someone that can't handle you being honest with them? No, you don't.
That's true.
Yeah, you want to... Yeah, Jeff?
Well, that's good advice, Moshe. And, I mean... He already knows. I mean, he paid you, so he knows that part. And now he's around you 24/7, I imagine, or a lot more because of the pandemic. So it's not that you should feel guilty. You got to know him. You took the time to get to know each other. How you met, a lot of people meet at work. I mean, and it's essentially you met him at work. And now you've gotten to know each other. And I think it's a natural progression. I don't think it should be. I don't think it's weird. And I think if you're honest with him, are you honest with him on other aspects of your life in general?
Yeah, I mean, so this is a thing that I do regularly and have done for a while. And he's the first person that I've ever talked about my family with, or about, like, I lost my main source of income because of this crisis. So I'm, like, doing, I'm, like, piecemealing work together, and he's really encouraging about that. And He's the first person that I've ever been myself with on this
I'm
site.
afraid to ask what your regular income is.
I'm a gig promoter at for an indie record label. So I just go around to like clubs and bars and stuff during shows. And
Now,
promote
does your record label know that you do this other fun stuff on the side?
No, I mean I don't tell anyone because I feel like that they would be horrified by it.
There's nothing horrifying about it. It's so specific and cute that it's almost, I would put it in the amusing category rather than the raunchy category. But listen, I think, look, your situation is obvious what you need to do. Just fess up to how you're feeling, and it's okay to be honest. Oxygen is the best disinfectant. And look, Jeff just came out of his comfort zone. All he wants to do is make fun of you and break you down, and he just gave you really good advice. So if you got through to Jeff, you'll definitely get through to this person.
Okay, good luck, Dana.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. Huge fan. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Jeff, that was great. See, you gave great advice. I knew you would, actually.
Thanks. I've never done this before. I'm really enjoying this.
Oh, good. Well, we're good.
You're genuinely trying to help people. I really admire that.
And now you have some new porn search words, Jeff.
Yeah. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
You know what's weird?
What?
This is the time in history where we have the least to do, and everybody is fucking stressing out.
I'm so stressed.
Yes. You know what helps with stress?
Deep breaths.
Yeah, I guess that helps. You know what else? What helps with pain? Do you have any pain right now?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Are you in pain?
My neck.
You know what helps with not being able to sleep well?
What?
You know what helps with not feeling calm?
I think I know where you're going with this.
You do?
CBD?
CBD.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not a CB don't, it's a CB do. And the best place to get your CBD is from Caliper CBD. They'll send it straight to your door, and it's not some weird oil or funny tasting tincture. Tincture? Tincture. I don't know why I added an SH there, but tincture. No, it's a powder that's totally tasteless and mixes easily into your food and drink.
You can put it in your smoothie.
Absolutely. You won't taste it. There's no weird taste. There's no oily residue or mouthfeel. And there's 20 milligrams in each packet of Caliper CBD. I'll tell you what, I was online and I saw somebody tweet about getting the Caliper CBD from our podcast and how much better he was feeling. And that really made me feel good that people are getting relief from the stuff that we are offering them on this podcast.
Rediscover your best self with a CBD product that's clinically proven to be superior to standard CBD oils.
And it comes in affordable packs of 10 and 30 count packs. You can get started for under $20. Individual packets give you the benefit of just being able to use the CBD and have it wherever you go. It's all natural, non-GMO ingredients, no fillers, no chemicals, no artificial flavors.
Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code honeymoon at trycaliper.com/honeymoon. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund.
So if you're stressed, what do you have to lose? Order some Caliper CBD. They'll send it to you. Use it. If you don't feel less stressed, send it back. They'll give you your money back. That way, you will have one thing less to stress about, and that's, does CBD work for me? Try caliper.com/honeymoon. That's CALIPER.com/honeymoon. Using the promo code honeymoon, you'll get 20% off your first order. Okay, Jeff, are you down to do one more call?
Of course.
All right.
Are you guys learning a lot about your relationship in quarantine? Have you shared that with your listeners?
Oh, 100%. We it's like, I'm sure you have the same experience, Jeff. It's like you have this person that you get along with and you spend enough time 24/7 with them and you realize, oh, this relationship is really strong. It's strong enough for me to not be able to get away from this person, but all of the annoyances and are turned up, and all of the triggers are more hair trigger. We fight more often than we ever have, which is annoying because we don't usually fight at all, really. What about you?
Me?
No, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Or you, Natasha?
No,
sure.
it's okay. You said it.
I think it's been a good bonding experience for my girlfriend and I. It's been good because we've never really been together 24/7, and if you can survive this without like hurting each other, I think it's almost like, oh, this person's not violent. I'm glad I can check that off forever. Like,
yeah.
if you didn't murder each other by now, if you're with a murderer and they haven't murdered you now, you're probably. I think I know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying too. It's like, no, this is like, they say like going on a vacation with a new relationship is like putting it to the test. It's like, this is like 9,000 vacations in a row, So like, I feel like we're stronger now even than we were before.
Well, we're in a different situation. We have a 2-year-old. So it's like our life is like extremely regimented, and we have a lot of responsibilities.
Oh, did the murderer get caught? I guess she's not murdering you, but she's murdering somebody else.
My girlfriend's been cooking a lot, and she like painted my podcast room and doing a lot of really nice things.
That's cool. Yeah, because you kind of find yourself like alone with these people, and I'm like, well, if I can't do anything, what at least can I do for the people living in my house? At least I can like make them have a happier time, So that's kind of like been fun.
And then we have this
nice.
We have this creative outlet, which you have too. You have your podcast and your Insta roast. It's like that actually is kind of a fun experience, is finding ways to be creative through the incredibly small keyhole of not being able to leave your house.
Right. And there's an instinct like, well, let me go write something, a movie or try to do something that would take a long time, like a big project, because you're in seclusion, but you're also so in seclusion that you want to reach out to people. And that's why podcasting and FaceTiming with friends, and my family's always on Marco Polo. There's like 25 of us, just saying hi. And I'm on a bunch of group texts with buddies. People are reaching out more. My neighbor is Seth Green, and he told me that if somebody texts him, he FaceTimes them back just to check in with people.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying this version of life as much as you do like going out to the clubs and driving and doing your sets and having like a night on the town?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever stayed home this long in adult life. Without traveling, to somewhere. I'm doing comedy since I'm 23 or something. So to be able to stay home for a month and a half is kind of cool. I've never experienced that. So I feel like I'm healthier, and that I'm not on the road eating a lot of airport food and comedy club food. And
you look good, by the way. I looked at your Instagram.
Ooh, thank you.
You were looking up pastrami pictures or what? No, I think you're right, Jeff. Like, we all are having this experience. This is how I'm feeling anyway. This experience of like, I thought my life was one thing, and then that thing went away, and now I'm like, well, here I am, and I'm still alive. So I get to discover this whole different part of what it means for me to be myself, and for me to live this life.
Maybe I'll get a bike.
Yeah, I got some rollerblades, Jeff.
That's good. It's important to stay healthy and get exercise and not feel despair. Like, we'll lose work and it's hard, and the financial burden on everyone is hard. But if I was in high school or college, or these Olympians that have the Olympics canceled, I would be in such despair. So I feel like it's important to keep a chin up for the people who really have it bad, or who really got screwed. The prom, that kind of stuff is high school kids who can't socialize. It's got to be brutal.
It's so funny.
Life's not worth living. You're a teenager and you can't go out.
It's so funny you say that, because I talked to my mom today, and she was actually complaining about the kids who are complaining that they're missing their prom.
She was saying they're being spoiled or
yes.
something? Well, I mean,
and she was saying that like so many people have it so much worse, which is true.
Yeah, I guess if you get into the sort of
the doctors hanging themselves.
I think they're both right. You can't expect a high school kid to understand all that at any moment. But I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe she's right.
I don't agree. I'm on your side, Jeff. Like this would be absolute abject torture if you were. All I ever wanted to do when I was 16, 17, 18 years old is go out, see people. At least now I'm old enough that I'm like enjoying having some time off. if you were, I mean, imagine being as horny as you were at 16, 17 years old and just having to stay home with your parents for 4 months. The worst.
My nephew just did that. He was home for a month and a half, and he finally was just like, bye.
He just left?
Yeah. I mean, he's 19. He's losing his fucking mind.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Well,
okay, we're going to call one more person. Let's call Zoey in New York. It's late there. So we just have to call her.
Hello?
Hey, Zoey. Hello.
Hi.
Zoey, can you hear us? Zoey.
Hi.
Hi,
Yes.
Zoey. It's Moshe Kasher, Natasha Leggero, and our dear friend Jeff Ross.
Oh my gosh. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
I mean, it's fine. It is very fine.
You're in New York. Are you quarantining alone? How's it? What's your situation?
I am. I live alone in Brooklyn, and that has been sort of a mixed bag in that, it's nice to sort of only worry about my own needs, but also I haven't touched another human being in like 1,000 years. So it's okay.
Well, Jeff's nephew just escaped from his parents if you want to fuck a 19-year-old.
Oh, what's his deal?
Who knows? You got to say yes or no right now with no more information.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm in.
Jeff,
All right, book a $40 flight to Oregon right now.
Oh, God. Fine, I'm in. Let's do it.
So what's going on, Zoey? Why'd you call us?
I wanted your input, your advice on a relationship situation. So, I am dating, maybe not dating, a man who I tried to dump twice already, but it just wouldn't take. And I thought that quarantine would kind of be, we're not quarantining together, the final sort of nail in that coffin. But it has not been. He has sort of reached out to me regularly, missed you, and like to give me boring weather updates. And I want to shut it down for good, but I'm having a hard time because his circumstances are pretty bleak.
Like, what are his circumstances?
So I would describe him as gutter punk / homeless adjacent.
Where does he live?
So he's currently living in a shipping container.
Wow.
Yeah, I know how to pick them. A shipping container. He has not bathed in 2 months.
Oh, wait. So he lives in a shipping container. So when you said the final nail in the coffin, you meant that literally.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have him, text me to make sure he hasn't like frozen to death.
Where is he? What port?
So he has a plot of land in upstate New York and plot of land, just land.
Wait, hold on. He's a homeless adjacent gutter punk living in a shipping container, but he's also a landowner?
Well, he bought the land with drug money, so it's very confusing.
Well, I don't think you should break up with him. I'm getting that signal loud and clear. This guy seems like a keeper for sure.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I guess my question is sort of, how do I break up with somebody who
lives in a shipping container?
I think you do it with a forklift.
Drop him off at the post office.
I guess the question is how to be not cruel when somebody is like literally caked in 2 months of their own filth.
I mean, are you just trying to be funny, or are you really mean to him too? I'm trying to figure out your dynamic with this guy.
No,
Do you have sex with him?
Not in the container at my house. Yes.
You've never fucked him in the container?
No, unfortunately.
So let me ask you this: in this quarantine, have you fucked him?
No, he fled and I stayed here, and I sort of thought like, good, he fled, I stayed here. Like,
Does he
it's
get
done, I don't have to worry about
Wi-Fi in his shipping container?
He does not. He gets very spotty 1 bar service.
Got it. So I love the fact that you said he fled, by the way, because he did. Yeah, I
Oh,
wouldn't.
well,
I wouldn't have described it as he left. He fled. The authorities were after him, and he had to.
Wait, what?
It must have been alternate side of the street parking that day.
Yeah, well, according to him, he has read a lot about epidemiology, so he's an expert.
Oh, so so not only is he living in a shipping container, but he's like also a COVID truther. This guy gets better. This guy's like a Russian doll of red flags. Like the deeper you get in, the more you want to get out.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the tip of the iceberg with him. I mean, I feel like I should have stuck with the first attempt, which was after like a terrible Valentine's Day debacle.
What happened?
Well, we plan to go camping on his land upstate.
Or as he called it, just living.
That's true when there are no other options. You're just trying to survive. And he invited his friend to the weekend who was going through like a very messy divorce.
Love it. Love it.
From who? His parole officer?
He fled his parole officer.
So this guy is beneath you. You don't like him. You don't stand for the same things. You don't like his morals. You think he's kind of a loser. You don't respect him. So why do you ever text him back?
I guess I just feel like if I were alone and like very alone, I feel like, and I only had a couple people that I contacted, then like losing one of those people when you're alone feels really mean.
Well,
and so, yeah.
Zoey, let me ask you something. You must care about him on some level, right?
I do. I think he means well. He's just a stone cold asshole.
Sure, but okay. I was going to say, don't you think he deserves to be with somebody that respects him?
Yes.
And so isn't staying with him and staying in this tete-a-tete with somebody that you don't respect and he deserves to be with somebody that respects, isn't it? It doesn't seem like compassion. It seems like maybe it's like not the opposite of compassion. Maybe it's kind of like not nice to keep him on the hook. You're never going to give him what he wants. So, I mean, listen, if you want to get rid of the guy, call the Merchant Marines, hit him with a blackjack, and just get him on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you are correct. I think it's just with quarantine, it's hard to tell. Like, there are no rules anymore. Everything is upside down. So, like, I don't have a sense of what is normal anymore. And I guess this is still, even in quarantine, very not normal.
Jeff, what do you think?
Oh, man. I think you should stay 6 feet away from this guy even after quarantine.
I agree.
Yeah, he might have had
I just washed my hands listening to the story.
He does seem like the kind of guy that had COVIDs 1 through 18.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of what I liked about him, that he was like rugged and manly. But
okay,
you know.
I have a task for you.
Okay, thank you.
Just text him half as much as you think you should.
I like that.
I already have done that.
Okay,
I
then
cut it down to almost nothing, and he still is like grasping at scraps.
You're also grasping at scraps, which is what I assume his punk rock name is. Natasha's right. Cut it in half and cut it in half again. And if you don't feel comfortable ripping the Band-Aid off the scab in quarantine, then just, treat him like, you're his friend and you'll stay in touch with him. And then when this ends, like Jeff said, break it off with him, but from a far, far distance. Or maybe get a hazmat suit and go say goodbye in person.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I just
also,
hope he doesn't ask to use my shower. Jesus.
No, he's not allowed in your shower.
Maybe the prop. Maybe you like him more than you're willing to admit. And
I feel that
fair.
too.
A lot of people are like that, and sometimes we pretend we like people more than we do, and then we get you get a little guilty, so you give them your phone number. Next thing you know, this and this and this. But it's okay to just be nice to them without feeling like you're somehow have an obligation in any way. I mean, you're just a young single person, right? So you don't have to be too worried about some homeless dude that you hooked up with here and there.
Thought that was very sincere and lovely.
Well,
I think you're allowed. Sure, you're allowed to move on. I think you're allowed to move on if you want to.
Yeah,
Which I
Jeff's
think would be
changing.
easier in normal
And if you
circumstances.
run into him, you can just be nice. And say, "Hi, how are you? Do you need anything?" So you don't have to. You don't have to like.
And another practical bit of advice is you can wait longer to respond too. Like if he texts you, you can wait like 2 days and just be like, "Oh, sorry, I have so much going on," and just kind of fill your life up and just don't let him think that you respond right away.
This is how Natasha treats her opening acts, by the way.
But I think Jeff is right. Natasha's right. Like my instinct is that this guy, I'm seeing. I agree with Jeff that you probably like this guy a little more than you're letting on. You're trying to be tough, which I think is fine. But I'm seeing like you don't want to snip a lifeline that this guy needs in your estimation, especially now when we're all so lonely that even those of us that have deep connections to other people, you don't want to snip another connection. That's totally fine, and I don't think that you're in a relationship with him if you text him back. And like I said, I think that this person, he deserves compassion just like everybody else, and you're giving him that, and so it's all good. Like, stay in touch with him if you want to during quarantine, and at the end of it all, break it off with him because you don't belong with him. And if you stay with him, you're not only going to have to get pregnancy tests, you're going to have to do tetanus tests, and you don't want to do that.
And if you have a boyfriend, he's probably not going to like you talking to this guy.
Oh, you're
That's right.
Eventually, you're going to get a boyfriend, and this will be clearer.
Amen.
okay. I'll
All right,
take
good
it.
luck, Zoe.
Good luck, Zoe.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you. And
Don't fuck him anymore.
Okay, thank you. This is worth staying up late for.
oh, good. We're glad. And hopefully this guy Scraps doesn't listen to podcasts because we haven't finished our life insurance paperwork. So.
Oh no! I tried to turn him on to many podcasts, and he was not interested. So this is his punishment.
Great. Let's not have him listen to this one. Zoe, thank you for contacting us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye, Zoe. Bye,
Thank
Zoe.
you, Jeff. Thanks, Natasha. Thanks, Moshe.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, that's what we noticed. Like you were talking about the people that are in all these various stages of loneliness or stir craziness. Is like when people call us on the podcast, it's like everybody is dealing with some bizarre situation out there that quarantine has forced them into or turned the volume up on. So, it's like both of these calls, it's just like everybody out there in the world is dealing with their weird version of quarantine. So I guess we're just lucky that ours is pretty good.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, I could see that. Well, we're probably not even meant to be in the same rooms with the same person for that much time.
You think?
You're bound to make people crazy a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Hunters and gatherers. It wasn't like everybody went everywhere. Like people leave, come home, they leave, come home. It's the oldest story in the world, and suddenly it's just like, you don't have nowhere to go. It's very unusual, I think, and it tests us. It really tests us.
Totally.
It's a race.
It's totally true. I mean, we're very lucky that we're doing this during the internet, because imagine what this would be like in 1918 if we were all just sitting in our little tenement house in the Lower East Side, not able to leave the apartment. At least we can Zoom each other, and at least you can call and we can have you over for an hour to help us with our podcast and vice versa.
Yeah, but back then when they couldn't do that, they'd write an opera or a Broadway show.
Instead, we're like, do I have to do Quiplash on Zoom? All right, I guess I will.
No, but what's interesting is you were doing the podcast before all this. It's like we're kind of oddly designed to adapt right now, and being a traveling performer is almost I don't know. It's
You think we've
It's
entered?
unusual. It's almost like the way the circus was. Like, hey, I go on the road. Where most people just sort of sit behind a desk and do their comedy show that way. Not that anything wrong with that, but I think there's always something special about performers that were on the road, and it really sets us apart. especially the three of us, like from some of our other friends who might have a steady gig all the time, or just be an actor, just be a writer. Not that it's a just, but comics were always sort of this different kind of thing, like a musician.
I do.
And
I do feel like my superpower got taken away. It's like I never had to worry about anything employment-wise because I could always just go hit the road and make money that way, doing the thing I love the most. Like what Patrice O'Neill once said, he got fired from a writing job for wrestling. He was writing for the World Wrestling Entertainment, and they fired him. He's like, you can't fire a stand-up comedian. He's like, oh, you mean I have to go back to doing what I've always wanted to do, my biggest passion? Okay, bye. So now they've taken away that power.
Yeah, that's what Nikki Glazer was saying when we talked to her. She said that was the one thing you always had to fall back on.
Right, and now that's gone. Well,
yeah.
I guess the one thing we do always have to fall back on is each other. We created a kind of a nice community, and so it's been nice to have friends on the podcast, and it's been great to have you on for sure.
Thanks for talking to us, Jeff.
Thanks, you guys. That's a nice thing to say. It's a good attitude. You're lucky you have each other. That's really special. A lot of comedians, they don't be, it's hard for them to share a life together, but you guys are figuring it out, and you go through the pandemic and you're still like reaching out to friends and then helping these fucking random weirdos you could talk to. It's a nice thing.
Well, it's one of these many things that when you're counting your blessings, I mean, I feel like it is Mother's Day, and I would be remiss to not mention.
What is it, your second or third Mother's Day now?
I don't know. I think it's my second.
Yeah, it's your second Mother's Day. And Natasha's a great mom, even though she didn't remember how old our kid was just then. Natasha's a really good mom. So I'm lucky I get to watch her do that and go be impressed with the woman she is.
Here's Natasha trying to figure out, I think the baby is 2 Montreal comedy festivals ago.
Well, Jeff, I hope we see you soon. Maybe we can start having pool parties in the summer.
Yeah, maybe when parties start again, if they ever start again, you can come back over for our Hanukkah party and we can have latkes again.
I love your parties. Thanks for having me on the show, you guys.
Thank you for doing it, Jeff. We love you.
Okay,
all right,
talk
lots
to you
of love.
soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Jeff's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, I like him.
You know what's interesting about Jeff? I should have said this to him directly. He has somehow figured out this way of using meanness to be one of the most, and I don't just mean that he's a sweetheart off stage, because he is a sweetheart off stage, but he's figured out this way of using meanness as a kind of kindness that I think is like kind of high level jujitsu of comedy. Like no one getting made fun of by Jeff Ross has ever felt belittled, even when he is literally belittling them to their face. So anyway, he's a sweetheart. I love Jeff. You know what else?
What, Moshe?
Love you.
Love you too.